because you can very easily learn AI and you could go into Lovable right now and in 15 minutes you can build a no-code
Yeah.
tool for a platform that you're envisioning. It might just be a clickable prototype for now, but that is like the beginning of a business idea
Hmm.
that you might want to tinker with. So like the things that we can do now to bring something from ideation into product, that time has shortened so much that I think
Hmm.
that can be a really empowering tool for women. You don't need the capital as much as you did just a couple years ago
Yeah.
because you don't need the team, because you don't need to buy the tools, right? You don't need to like build out this whole, $500,000 team. Like you can just do it with AI, right? So there
Yeah.
are advantages to that.
I think that is great. So I have two questions, follow-up questions to this. One is, so essentially you think that AI is becoming a lever that women can use to build wealth or alternative income streams for themselves. Is that right?
I do. I want to be careful with that because I've seen a lot of business coach personalities talk about this and overwhelm people with this propaganda around like, oh, you can just go out and make $1 million business just by learning AI overnight. And it's not that simple.
100%.
Like, so I want to be careful, like sending that message to people. It takes time, right? And if you want to create an AI workflow, or a multi-step agentic workflow, like it takes time. You have to tinker with it. It's going to fail, right? Like you got to like really wrestle with your idea. So it's still a process. But you can do it on a lot less money and a lot less people. And if you can string that together with also some, outsourced fractional folks, yeah, you can do it a lot faster and a lot cheaper. So I don't think it's like a silver bullet, but I think it is
Yeah.
much easier to do it now on much less capital than it was just a couple years ago.
I think you've raised a very good point here is that we hear all the stories of 17-year-old dude just created a startup that is $1 million, multi-million dollar startup or a billion-dollar unicorn, whatever. And
Yeah.
we just get overwhelmed because we hear all the stories and we're like, okay, where do I fit? What am I going to do? What should I start with? Where should I go? It
Yeah.
just kind of feels overwhelming for someone who, let's say, has been in a corporate world and has been working and moving up a career ladder slowly and doesn't have this knack for, seeing opportunities. It just like
Right.
in a second, in a year or two, we see so many people doing different things and we're like, okay, I don't know where to start. It's just overwhelming. And then I don't know if I'm going to have this job in the next 2 years. So I think there's also a little bit of a mental health aspect to this
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you're just saying, like with the overwhelm that people are feeling with like where to even start, because it's like drinking from the fire hose too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
completely. I mean, well, there's multiple parts to that comment. I mean, one is we're in one of the biggest mental health crises that humanity has ever seen, at least on record. So
Hmm.
there's a huge crisis going on, especially with our young people who are more isolated than ever, more overwhelmed than ever, have a super uncertain future with AI and coming out of college. And there's a barbell economy going on where you've got like hardly anybody can get jobs out of school. Hardly anyone can get jobs later in their career because they're like aged out, right? There's ageism problems. And there's also the drinking from the fire hose piece, which is, I always tell people like, be careful not to overdo it with learning too much AI because you're never going to keep up. Like take the pressure
Hmm.
off yourself. You're never going to keep up. So like we were saying before, like get your basic AI proficiency down, keep up with the tools that you feel like are relevant, and be able to like to put together some automated workflows and know how to work with agents, but don't overdo it with like every tool. They're going to get acquired, they're going to merge. You're going to have all these, big companies buying all this stuff up. And honestly, my viewpoint is in like 18 months or so, we're going to kind of stall out on tools and it's all going to be part of like bigger. I mean, voice activation is a big piece of AI, right? Like you're just going to have voice activated operating systems layered on top of all this stuff. And you're not even going to see the tools. Like it's going to get to a point where it kind of all just disappears. It's going to be like the internet or something, right? It's going to be just
Hmm.
like this whole world. And
Yeah.
so I don't think that we're able to keep up. I think we need to keep up just enough to feel
Hmm.
like we can stay relevant and then look at your human skills. Like, look at your skills of like where you uniquely as a human are differentiated. And that's the part I
Hmm.
think people need to start thinking differently about. And that's something we talk a lot about on stage at our MIT conference, but also thinking about just like, what is our unique advantage as humans? What is our unique advantage individually? Like, as a sole human. Like, what do I bring to the table that's unique? And yesterday's hard skills are becoming tomorrow's or yesterday's soft skills are becoming tomorrow's hard skills, is what we always say,
Mm-hmm.
because those skills like emotional intelligence and empathy and intuition and relationship building, they're going to be everything in the coming years.
Yeah.
So it's like, think about where you could improve those skills, where you already are gifted, because everybody has a gift somewhere where they just like over
Yeah.
index on something naturally, because it's just how they're wired. And think about what those things are in your life and like double down on those and think about how that
Mm-hmm.
can shape your career. Because when you look at the future enterprise, like if we're just going to look at enterprises for a sec, relationship building in the enterprise is going to be one of the most valuable skills. AI is
Mm-hmm.
never going to replace that because you're always going to have other humans interacting with other humans on some capacity. Like even when you have teams of agents and all that, you're still going to need humans interacting with each other, making decisions, feeling things out, making ethical decisions, having discernment, leading teams of humans.
Yeah.
It's going to be that much more valuable. So it's thinking
Mm-hmm.
about what that looks like.